Pretty hard to believe. I know, but I am back. Not the most interesting video of all time, but still a video you might learn quite a bit from, because I'll be fixing a subscriber's file. This conversation started with my file rendered I don't know how long, basically infinite amount of time on his laptop happens. So he let it be, so a friend helped him render, if I remember right, on a kind of thick GPU with a render time of, I think, over an hour that I couldn't believe. I said, this can't be, let me check out the file. And then I noticed a thing or two more. So I thought, why not make a video on this? So some people can maybe learn. So let's jump right into Blender. So here we are. There's going to be a few things we're going to fix, but we're going to start with the biggest issue. That's why I wanted to check out the scene, because I think he said the render time was an hour or more on a pretty thick GPU, and I thought that can't be right. So let's find out what's wrong here. Very first thing is F12 and see what's going to happen. See what loading times look like, render times look like, and just see a little bit what's going on. Okay, this one kind of quick. And remaining on my 3080, 30 minutes, of course, we don't know exactly, but it's probably going to be around 30 minutes. That's way too long for this scene. So let's see what's going on here. First thing I notice, and you should notice, depending on your PC, you should always use GPU, especially if you have a good GPU. And I think even he did mention his friend using a good GPU, but obviously it was set on CPU. So that will already improve the speed. Let's check in preferences system if it's actually on. So at least CUDA has to be on. Actually, this might be faster than optics, but let's go with optics. I think there's still some dual GPU bugs in the new Blender. So 3080, and let's see what just this alone did. So let's render F12. See what the hell's going on. And you already see remaining 4 minutes, and I have an i9, so my CPU is definitely not slow, but still way slower than a GPU. Next, what's going on here? 2,500 samples. I would never go over 1,000. I would probably not even go over 500. For this simple car scene, I wouldn't even go over 100 because we are definitely using a denoiser. We're going to use the open image denoise, not the optics. The optics would be quicker, but the open image denoise is quite a bit better in quality. Yeah, let's just try that and see how it's going to look. So render, loading all the objects is taking some time, but it's still okay. So now our remaining time is at, is it seconds? Wait, let's just render it through real quick. I already forgot what it was before. What was it, 5 minutes? I don't even know. But you see this was 17 seconds. And now let's say you want, that was already pretty good quality, but if you want to improve the quality, don't bump up the samples. You can for certain things, but bump up the resolution. So we're going to go to 200 because the denoiser can work way better this way. Better than on a low resolution with high samples. It's better to just bump up the resolution in pretty much all cases, I'd say. But also depends. So we're going to render in this quality real quick. Now it says remaining 20 seconds. My brain really isn't working. I already forgot what it was just now. I assume it was faster on 100%. Here it says 17 seconds. Oh, I probably said that before that. So now we're at, let's see, let's wait. Yeah, 30 seconds. So more than double, but it's worth it because this will have higher quality than what it was originally. And originally it rendered 30 minutes on this PC. Now we got better quality in 45 seconds. Of course, on a slower PC, or 51 seconds. Of course, on a slower PC and stuff, it's going to take longer. You know how it goes, but yeah, it's rendering way faster. Okay, next I'm noticing the carbon is stretched. This is a classic standard issue. There's a very, very easy fix. So we're going to go into this carbon. We're going to go to the material, select the carbon material. So select. So this should be all the carbon. We're going to clean up these windows real quick. Open up the UV boy, and oh wait, in object mode apply scale in case it wasn't. I don't know, just going sure. So we're gonna unwrap by cube projection. You'll get some cuts around corners, but generally this should really improve it. So let's maybe just check here real quick. I didn't really show you a before after. I guess I could in the render. Let's go to view render. So this is what the carbon looked like. We're gonna press 2, in case you didn't know, there's different slots in the render mode, and go to the camera, Control B, and only render this little boy. Wait some seconds. Should have turned off the denoiser, because the denoiser takes quite some time. But here it is, that was pretty fast. So old one, stretched, new one, not stretched. There will be cuts here, but as you can see, even on this high resolution, yeah, you don't see it. Like, it's not worth it. Oh wait, this is the old one, sorry. The new one. Here you would see the cuts theoretically, probably around here, but you see, you don't see. Okay, we fixed that. Next, actually the depth of field, I don't know if you already noticed by watching, but something's way off here. So let's go here. This is a pretty high depth of field for a pretty big car, isn't it? So what's going on here? Let's go to the camera and to the f-stop, and we're on a f.5. Everyone that ever had a camera in its hand will know there is no 0.5. So we're definitely riding the unrealistic train here. We shouldn't go lower than 1.8. We could go to 1.4, but on a sunny day like this, or was it a sunny day? I already forgot. Yes, sunny day, we're gonna barely be able to do 2.8 without a like ND filter or something, and realistic is probably 5.6 or something. But let's go with 2.8. We're gonna do a quick render. I'm gonna reduce the resolution again and actually shut down the denoiser so things go a bit quicker. Unable to pack file. Oh, there's one weird file. Huh. Doesn't matter for now. Seems like everything's kind of there. So render real quick. And you see there is pretty much no depth of field. So what's going on here? Everyone that had a camera in its hand should know 2.8 should have at least some depth of field. It has, but this is not 2.8. This, to my eye, looks like 6, 7, or 8 f-stop. Definitely not a 2.8. Okay, so let's go back and find out what the hell's going on. We're gonna take this car because I already smell what's going on. Look at item and look at the dimensions. So you see this car is a pretty big boy. So let's add a cube. This is 2 by 2. So this is a, yeah, pretty big car for giants probably. And not only the car, everything is too big. Or actually even the car almost looks big compared to a house. I don't know, but you see everything's too big. That will not render f-stops or any camera settings. Focal length, nothing correctly. Also, now that we're talking about, let's check the focal length. 50 millimeters, classic lens, why not? But we need to change the scale without breaking the camera. So I'd almost say, actually, let's find out what the scale is of a Mustang. A Mustang is, yeah, let's say 4,800 because we're sloppy. 4,800. So in millimeter, 4,800. Does this work? Oh yeah, perfect. It shows the right axis. So this is what the Mustang should be sized. So let's see, how can we do this? Okay, let's put the cube to the origin of the car. And Control I, invert selection. I have no idea if this will actually work. Just in theory, this might work. So let's just scale down the scene to about this. So now, if nothing broke, probably all the lights broke. I already see they broke. So you see, just scaling down won't be quite everything you have to do. Oh, everything kind of broke. Wait, was I on individual origins? Let's see. Individual, yeah, okay, so let's reverse this. One moment, please. Let's go back. Okay. We want median point, for example, or actually in this case, even better, 3D cursor. And now we're gonna scale it down because individual scaled, now the lights are also gonna go. But the lights will have the wrong strength, I'm pretty sure, but still, yeah. It's gonna be kind of okay probably. So now we have the right scale and how the f-stop should behave normally and realistically. So let's go back in. Still don't, oh, our focus point. Let's see what's going on in the camera here. Where's the camera? Hello, boy. There is no focus object. So shift click. So we're gonna add the 3D cursor on the headlights. We shift A, we're gonna add a empty object, just anything here. Wait 5 minutes for it to create. F2 focus, and we will go back to that camera. I don't know why I can't select. Come on. And back to depth of field, and we're gonna call it, no, not call it, but find it, focus. Everything I click is taking forever. Okay. Back to the car, and now you see this looks like 2.8, and since we're using a 50mm, 1.8 definitely is popular, even though, as mentioned, this would only work with the ND filter. But let's say we've got one on, and there you have realistic depth of field as you would expect from a 50mm 1.8 f-stop lens. Yeah, I don't know, somehow the car paint is also poking in my eyes. Yeah, so there's some custom shader on here mixing some principles. It's probably good, but something looks weird. I'll just do a quick test, and that's, I think, the last thing I'll change. I just want to kind of see how this would look. We just have to remember the purple. I guess we take this purple metallic 1, roughness maybe 0.45, clear coat 2. Yeah, I think that's not the look he wants. I guess he wants like a flopping car paint. That's maybe what the shader is doing. Okay, let's copy and paste this boy, and we're gonna add the blue. Copy, paste, and we're gonna steal this mix shader and mix these two boys together. And we're just gonna use a Fresnel. No, we're not. We're gonna use a layer weight. And we're gonna actually use facing. That should work better, to be honest. So let's hook it up. Okay, that's kind of not what he wanted. I think I'm just breaking it at this point. Let's try to save it with a color ramp. But something was weird about the specular. Yeah, I don't know if this is what he wants. Color, specular tint, not 1, not 2. We're gonna set to 1. Yeah, I think I made it worse. But this is also weird though. Something's going on here. I don't know what it is. It's really bleeding out there. Yeah. I guess never mind. You see, I'm very bad at car paints. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to look into this a bit deeper, or maybe just the blue is just too bright. Wait, let me try to save this. Or is it the clear coat? Nope. Maybe this is just too much. Why is it getting so blue? Yeah, you see, it's not getting any better. I might as well give up at this point, but I still think you learned a thing or two on this little tiny video. And also the person that created the scene hopefully learned a thing or two. And that's it for today, and